Can you check on the stream? John, can you hear me now?
Windshield wipers.
John, can you hear me now?
Highway 69,
check 1 2
of Forest City.
1 2
It's
3 4 5. Check
Collision,
check check.
Your body shop.
Okay.
The Farmers Co-op of Forest City, Leyland, New Buffalo Center,
We're good
Iowa,
now,
and Keystone, Minnesota. For all your feed, seed, fertilizer, chemical, and fuel needs, see the Farmers Co-op, serving the area since 1916. Good luck to our area athletes from the Farmers Co-op Association.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Hello and welcome to Clear Lake as we get set for tonight's regional quarterfinal action in Class 3A. Hello everybody, it's Darren Eggestal with you high above the Clear Lake Gymnasium as we get set for the Indians and the Lions in this Class 3A regional quarterfinal as we have for the past 3 seasons. Yes, third straight year that Forest City and Clear Lake will meet here in the regional quarterfinal round. Forest City winning the last 2. Though last year did not come easy for the Indians as they were able to get past Clear Lake by a final score of 3-2. That same 3-2 score that these two teams met this year in the regular season, with Clear Lake defeating Forest City 3-2 just a couple of weeks ago. It was win number 1 for Clear Lake against Forest City in some time, and I know some motivation for Clear Lake going forward that Forest City was definitely a name on their schedule that they hadn't beaten in some time, and this program definitely, I'm sure, enjoyed that. Maybe some momentum for them, and now they're looking to do it when it counts. That game in the regular season for both teams, for Forest City, maybe a little frustrating. For Clear Lake at times was frustrating, but they came out on top. So, of course, exciting. But tonight is the win it really matters. Tonight, here in the postseason, the losers' season will come to an end, and a great group of seniors on both sides will end their volleyball career, one of the two in either Forest City or Clear Lake this evening. The Indians 19-11 overall. They finished 7-1 at the top of Iowa Conference. Clear Lake 17-14 overall. The Lions finished 4-3 in the North Central Conference this season. And coming into tonight, both teams with winning records. Both teams will end the year with winning records because, of course, going forward here in the postseason, you're only allowed to lose one more time, and the rest of them are all wins. So both teams already will secure winning seasons. On the side of Forest City, it is the 10th straight winning season for head coach Lacey Jerome in her 12th year with Forest City. This is the 10th straight winning season for Forest City, already clinching that with a really good showing. I think what Forest City did this weekend is probably some of the best volleyball they've played this year. Went 4-1 at the Algona tournament, which includes defeating Lake Mills. Forest City defeated Lake Mills 2-0 at that Algona tournament, a team that just got the best of Forest City a couple weeks ago in the conference championship. So Forest City got the revenge on Saturday, now trying to find revenge against another team that beat them here in the Clear Lake Lions. It was kind of a little bit of a losing skid for Forest City that, of course, the Indians want to win as many games as possible, but really felt like there was 2 or maybe all 3 best of 5 series in a row that Forest City lost in a row, going back to Lake Mills, going back to Clear Lake. They lost to Clear Lake, and then they lost to Lake Mills, and then they lost to Central Springs. I think all 3 of those Forest City felt at times they were good enough to win in each one of those, just did not put it together and actually fell in all 3 of those and out for a little bit of a revenge. They got it over Lake Mills on Saturday, looking for the same against the Clear Lake Lions here this evening. We're going to take a quick break. Our first break here in the pregame show as Forest City and Clear Lake will come your way in regional quarterfinal volleyball here tonight. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back in about 2 minutes and have more here on the pregame show.
FCIS Insurance is proud to support our local athletes throughout the year. Let FCIS be your partner, not just your agent, helping you with all your insurance needs. With multiple carriers, we can get you the best coverage for the best price. Call us today at 800-331-1520. Good luck, Indians, from FCIS Insurance.
Forest City Family Dentistry, downtown on J Street. Dr. Layla can now place crowns in one visit. No clumsy temporary or return appointment needed. Also ask us about replacing missing teeth with affordable dental implants. Visit the place that puts a smile on your face. Forest City Family Dentistry. Call 585-4636.
Forest City Ford at the corner of 9 and 69 in Forest City wishes good luck to our local athletes. We look forward to seeing you compete. When you need a vehicle, see us at Forest City Ford, where customers really do send their friends. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City. Top Dead Center is a full-line Western dealer with blades and snow control equipment. They also carry truck accessories of all kinds, fifth wheel hitches, LED lights, and more. Call 641-512-5529. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City.
MBT Investments of Forest City. Whether it's servicing your 401k, saving for your child's education, or investing for the future. See Matt Jennings or Troy Hall at MBT Investments. Call 585-IRAs. MBT Investments, your partner for your financial journey. Securities and advisory services are offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor and broker-dealer member FINRA/SIPC. Insurance products are offered through LPL or its licensed affiliates. Securities and insurance offered through LPL or its affiliates are not insured by FDIC or any government agency, not bank guaranteed, not bank deposits or obligations may lose value.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. It's been kind of the tale of two different schools when it comes to postseason as of recent. As we mentioned, the last 2 years, Clear Lake has fallen to Forest City in the postseason. But Clear Lake, it has been 4 years, actually go back to a fifth year, but it's been 4 straight years that Clear Lake has lost in the first round of postseason play. Going back to 2017, the last time they won a postseason game, that was a 3-2 quarterfinal victory over Garner Hayfield Ventura before they went to the semifinals and got swept by Osage in 2017. We go to 2018, they lost 3-0 to Osage in the first round. 2019 lost 3-1 to Crestwood in the first round. And then, as we've mentioned a couple of times, in 2020 and 2021, Clear Lake has fallen to Forest City in the regional quarterfinal round. Now, last year was a really good Clear Lake team that lost in that regional quarterfinals. Clear Lake should have been in the regional semifinals playing against Forest City last year. I think we talked about that if you tuned into our broadcast when Clear Lake came to Forest City during the regular season. We kind of explained that a little bit, that I think they got that wrong. And Forest City probably should have played Garner Hayfield Ventura in the first round and then taken on Clear Lake, I believe, in the regional semifinals, because we had such a good regional quarterfinals last year between these two teams. But the fact of the matter is, Clear Lake has not been to a regional semifinal since 2017. On the flip side, Forest City has not been to a regional semifinal since 2016. 2016 is the last time that Forest City lost in this regional quarterfinal. They lost to Clarion Goldfield Dows in the regional quarterfinals 3-2 in 2016. That was the year after a state appearance in 2015. But since 2016, the last 6 years, Forest City has 3 regional finals, including back-to-back years in 2020 and 2021. Forest City has been to regional finals. They were also to a regional final in 2017, and they were in regional semifinals in 2019 and 2018. So of the last 6 years, 5 of the last 6 years, Forest City has either been to the regional semifinals or the regional finals, going back to the regional quarter loss in 2016. So both teams have streaks tonight. Forest City is trying to keep their first-round streak alive, whereas you can actually throw a second-round streak in there too, because Forest City has been to back-to-back regional finals. But on the other hand, Clear Lake is trying to end a streak of not making it out of the first round, and they've got home court advantage tonight if they are going to try to do so tonight over Forest City. Though I think tonight's going to be a lot of fun. I think that both teams have changed a lot, even though that we're going back to just a couple of weeks ago, back on the 29th when these two teams last faced. I believe that both of these two teams are much better than they were on September 29th when they played the last time. So we'll see maybe if one team has progressed a little bit better. The other two, how many sets will we see tonight? I would be surprised if this goes in 3-0. And, of course, when we talk about volleyball, you can get a 3-0 that was a really good volleyball match. You can have a 3-0 where maybe it was 25-23, 25-21, 25-22, something like that. That was really good volleyball. Though it was a 3-0 sweep, it was good volleyball. It wasn't like one team blew out another team. So even if we don't go to a fourth or a fifth set tonight, I think we're in store for good volleyball, close sets and good volleyball between these two teams, and neither team wants their season to end tonight, so both of these two teams, I think, will show up. Let's take a look and compare these two teams. Let's talk about hitting percentage. Forest City so far this year, coming into tonight, hitting 171 as a team, whereas Clear Lake is hitting 158 as a team. Forest City is averaging 25, almost 26 kills per set. Clear Lake 23. When you look at service aces, the teams are about similar. Clear Lake averages about 5.6 service aces, or 5.5 service aces per set. Forest City at 5.5 exactly. The Indians are a 92% serving team, so is Clear Lake. 92.1 for Forest City, 92.2 for Clear Lake. And then when it comes to blocking, Clear Lake is a team that will block a lot. So that's one thing that Forest City found out when they played Clear Lake the first time. They got to be ready for the block. Clear Lake plays the block really well, and they show that with averaging 6 blocks per set. Forest City is more in the 3.5, so Clear Lake is almost doubled up on Forest City, and that all depends on your personnel. And Clear Lake obviously has that height up front, whether it's Blaha, who we're going to see up front tonight. Of course, you got the Johnsons that we will see up front tonight as well. So those are the kind of what the differences in the teams. Clear Lake's got a little bit more height up front. They're going to get a few more blocks than Forest City will, and that shows. And so we'll see how that plays out tonight. Forest City's going to play that a little bit differently than in trying to work towards what they did against Clear Lake just a couple of nights ago. Good crowd on hand here for this regional quarterfinal between Forest City and Clear Lake here in Clear Lake tonight. And we really thank each and every single one of you for joining us here on the broadcast this evening. We really do appreciate each and every single one of us. We got a busy week for you in store here on KIOW, and some of our week will depend on what happens in this one. We have a ton of games going on around the networks for you tonight, and it kind of depends on who wins here in regional quarterfinals and who moves on to kind of what we will have. So those of you that are looking for maybe some other schools maybe listening in tonight, but maybe Forest City fans are looking for elsewhere, you can always find our broadcast schedule online at KIOW.com. The right-hand side you will see there. You'll see where we have our broadcast schedule. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First of all, for the Clear Lake Lions, we'll start there. The libero is a senior at 5'4". Number 1 is Michaela Jacobs. Number 5 for the Lions is a 5'6". Number 5 is Macy Halt. Number 7 is a 5'8" right side setter, a senior Carson Holland. A junior at 6 foot outside hitter, right side number 9 is Zeta Johnson. A 5'6" senior outside middle hitter is number 10, Ava Ritzmeyer. And a senior at 5'11" middle hitter, number 15, is Hannah Blaha. The Clear Lake Lions are coached by Heather Johnson. She is in her 3rd season, and she has accumulated a 38-55 record for Clear Lake so far this in her career. For Forest City, their starting lineups will look like this. A sophomore defensive specialist at 5'5" is number 2, Colette Logus. A junior hitter at 5'7", number 5 is Jaden Jerome. A junior, number 6 is Jenna Walker. A sophomore hitter, middle hitter, 5'10", number 7 is Bethany Warren. A junior right side, 5'7", is number 11, Jalen Hovinga. And a senior middle hitter at 5'10", number 13 is Julia Anderson. The Indians' libero is a junior, number 21, Emma Anderson. She stands at 5'5", and she wears number 21. Lacey Jerome is in her 12th season with the Forest City Indians, and she has accumulated a 292 career wins to 125 career losses for Forest City. We'll take a break. We'll come back here in just a moment for First Serve. It's the regional quarterfinals in Class 3A Region 4 tonight here in Forest City. The winner will get the winner of Union and Eagle Grove. That going on at Union High School this evening, and that will be played on Wednesday. Forest City trying to advance to a regional semifinal for a 6th straight season, while Clear Lake trying to make their first in 4 years. We'll take a break. We'll come back for First Serve right after this.
MBT Bank, proudly serving northern Iowa and southern Minnesota with 10 locations. MBT Bank brings you the latest in banking technology with that local community connection. Learn more about MBT Bank online at mbtbank.bank. Member FDIC.
Miller Pharmacy has complete prescription services. Free delivery in town, by mail, along with curbside pickup located at the Mercy One Clinic in Forest City. Miller Pharmacy is also open Saturday mornings and gladly accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Call ahead and your script refill will be ready for you. No need to wait. Miller Pharmacy of Forest City.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Forest City Auto is your Napa Auto Care Center where we work on all types of vehicles and guarantee our work with a 2-year part and labor warranty. With free pickup and delivery, we're the place to call. And if you don't talk to Cheyenne or Lorena, you've called the wrong place. Forest City Auto.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and online at KIOW.com. Zarin Egestal with you from Clear Lake High School as we get set for this regional quarterfinal matchup. Forest City will wear their all grays as normal, and they will be on the right side of your radio dial. If you're watching us on the video stream, they'll be on your right side of your screen. All gray jerseys. Those gray jerseys have light gray numbers outlined in white. Indians across the back. Clear Lake will wear their black jerseys here tonight at home. Black jerseys with white numbers. Those white numbers are outlined in gold. And it says Clear Lake across their chest. Numbers are on front and back. The libero Jacobs, she's wearing a gold libero jersey. It's got black numbers, black Clear Lake across her chest. Black numbers on front and back. Emma Anderson wearing a white libero jersey for Forest City. It has gray numbers on front and back. And the Indians on the back is also in gray. Jaden Jerome will serve first. Our officials tonight, Sam Stone is our R2. Our R1 is Alexis Bach. We are underway from Clear Lake High School in Forest City serving first. Clear Lake will get the first opportunity as Blaha will score. Blaha just tips it over the net, and Forest City unable to get to it, and Clear Lake leads 1-0 over Forest City early here in this first set. Going back to serve now is Ritzmeyer, the 5'6 senior, middle of the court. 2 steps, sends it over, taken by Anderson for Forest City. Now Jerome will bump set it. Good attack by Hovinga, and Clear Lake unable to get to it. Hovinga sends it over. It's going to be an error on Clear Lake as they were unable to get that one up after it was received on a strike from Jalen Hovinga. Substitution in for the Lions. That's Brooklyn Eden, the 5'7 senior outside hitter, and Brooklyn Kraft is in for Forest City. She will go back to serve. So Brooklyn Kraft serving for the Indians, the 5'6 junior, 93.5% so far this year. Hulk will set it up. It's going to be Johnson on a big strike, blocked by the Indians. Forest City will take it off the block. Colette Logus from the outside sends it long. It's a point for Clear Lake. Good job by Warren and Colette Logus getting the block for Forest City. That's Bethany Warren's 46th block of the season. It's Colette Logus's 4th block of the season for Forest City, but it turns into a Clear Lake point, 2-1 Lions. On the slide on the outside, Bethany Warren slaps it, but it's blocked right back down to the floor by Johnson for Clear Lake. Johnson and Lily James was there as well for the Lions. They get the block. Johnson, we talked about it in the pregame, Clear Lake likes to block a lot, and that block turns into a point. It's 3-1 Indians, and that's sent long. On a serve by Clear Lake, sent long, and it's now 3-2. So a service error from the Lions makes this now a 3-2 game, and Forest City back to within 1 here in set number 1. Class 3A regional quarterfinals. Served by Anderson, taken awkwardly by Clear Lake. Now the Lions miscommunication, but they are able to tip it over. Forest City will go Hovinga with a big strike, and that's a kill. Jalen Hovinga right down the middle. As Clear Lake had a little miscommunication from the start there. They nearly let it fall. But they were able to free ball to the Forest City side. The Indians were able to set it up, and Jalen Hovinga kills it. We're tied 3-3 here in set number 1. We knew it was going to be fun. We knew it was going to be close. Johnson tips it. Forest City will go now. Colette Logus from the 10-foot line. Taken by Clear Lake. It's Hawk now. Jacobs. Here's Johnson on the strike. That's Zeta Johnson. And it's going to be a kill for Zeta Johnson as Forest City is unable to receive. It actually will go down as a touch on Forest City. It did go off of Anderson on its way out of bounds. So it'll be a touch on Forest City. And that'll be the official point there. And now what looked like it was going to be an overpass actually falls on the Forest City side. The Indians let it go. They thought it was an overpass. It came down on their side, though. And it's now 5-3 Lions by 2. Jerome will set. Colette Logus from the right side will attack. Now Clear Lake. Johnson, no, we've got a whistle. Forest City point. Double hit. So a double hit called against the Lions. Forest City back to within 1. Good crowd on hand here. It's quite loud already inside Clear Lake's gymnasium. Reed hit it before last year, or during last year, I guess they were redoing it. By the postseason basketball tournament, we came here for a match. There's a big tip for Colette Logus at the net. And Forest City is tied at 5-5. Good job there by Colette Logus. Goes back and slams it to the floor. It was coming on an overpass to Clear Lake. Big play there by the Forest City sophomore, and the Indians score back-to-back points. And now Hovinga serves it into the net. Jalen Hovinga with a service error. That doesn't happen very often. Hovinga's 94% this year for Forest City, but she sends that one into the net. And Clear Lake regains the lead 6-5 here in set number 1. Jerome will receive. Hovinga will set. Colette Logus will tip. Taken by Clear Lake. It's set up by Holland, and she's unable to get it to the freshman Johnson. That's Ayla Johnson, freshman sister of Zeta Johnson and daughter of head coach Heather Johnson. Serve will come from Colette Logus now with the Forest City Indians and the Clear Lake Lions tied at 6. Taken by Forest City after an attack by Clear Lake. Here's a attack from Jerome. Zeta Johnson. Holland, and Holland sends it into the Forest City stands, and Forest City leads now 7-6. Indians by 1 here in set number 1. First set is always nice to have for either team. Of course, get some momentum on your side, and knowing you only need to win 2 more, whereas the other team would need to win 3 at some point. Colette Logus now with a service error, so 2 service errors here in the last 4 points for Forest City. Makes it now 7-7. And Clear Lake will serve. Carson Holland, that was Jacobs, the libero. Forest City keeps it alive for a moment, but Ayla Johnson will send it to the floor, and Forest City will trail by 1 once again, 8-7. Jacobs will go back to serve once again. Michaela Jacobs sends it over, taken by Colette Logus. Now Carly Lambert. Here's Jerome, she sends it over. Zeta Johnson will receive. Holland pushed over by Ritzmeyer. Forest City will set it up now. Carly Lambert sends it long. And it's now 9-7. Clear Lake back in the lead by 2. Back and forth we've gone, and we continue to go here between Forest City and Clear Lake. And we'll see a serve coming by Jacobs, left to right. Taken by Emma Anderson for Forest City. Jaden Jerome sends it down. It's going to go off of Johnson onto the back wall. That's a Forest City point. A touch on Clear Lake, and the Indians are once again back to within 1. Nobody's had a larger than 1 point lead tonight. Larger than the 2-point advantage. That Clear Lake has had a couple of times tonight. Riley Miller serves for Forest City. Back to the Indians side. Jerome from the 10-foot line. Taken by Jacobs for Clear Lake. It's set up by Holland. Now Zeta Johnson Overpass. No, it didn't quite go over. It's going to go down once again. That's the second time tonight that it looked like it was going to be an overpass on Forest City to the Clear Lake side. And instead, it comes down right in front of the Forest City net. And so it's going to be another point for the Lions. And once again, Clear Lake back in their lead by 2. It's 10-8 here in set number 1. Regional Class 3A regional quarterfinals tonight between these two teams. Jerome sends it over. That's going to be a touch on Clear Lake and a point for Forest City. After an attack by Jerome, make it 10-9. And the Indians once again back to within 1 as Jaden Jerome will go back to serve now. Jerome playing in her 82nd set of the year. Serves at 95%. Zeta Johnson, overpass, comes right back to Jalen Hovinga, and she sends it off of Jacobs. That's a touch on Clear Lake and a point for Forest City. Huge swing on an overpass right back to Jalen Hovinga, and she sent it off the body of Jacobs. And Forest City has scored back-to-back points once again to tie it at 10. The Indians have been able to score and string a couple of points together time and time. But all they're doing is catching up to Clear Lake, and then the Lions are getting back out in front, and then Forest City's having to play catch-up. Indians have not been able to control this game yet tonight, and that's sent long. And once again, Clear Lake will go back in the lead by 1 on a attack error by Forest City to make it 11-10 Clear Lake. And the Lions will serve with Ritzmeyer. 5'6" senior outside hitter. Ritzmeyer serves at 93%. She sends it over successfully. Here's Jalen Hovinga, will wind up. That went into the net and came back to the Forest City side, and it'll be a point for the Lions. And once again, after Forest City catches up and ties the game, Clear Lake has once again stretched their advantage to 2 at 12-10 here in set number 1. Ritzmeyer serves it under the net, and that'll be a point for Forest City on a service error by Ritzmeyer, something that also doesn't happen very often. We've seen 94% Jalen Hovinga with an error tonight, and now 93% Ava Ritzmeyer with an error as well. Serving. Brooklyn Kraft will serve it, and that's an error on Kraft. Another one that we don't see service errors too often from, almost 94% on the season. So maybe some jitters here for both teams. We're seeing some service errors we don't normally see, and it's 13-11. Clear Lake back in the lead by 2. Here comes Bethany Warren with an attack taken by Blaha. Now Zeta Johnson sends it over. Hovinga, Jerome will set it back to Hovinga. She'll strike, blocked by Clear Lake, kept alive by the Indians. And Jaden Jerome will just have to free ball it to the Clear Lake side. Johnson sends it over, taken by the Indians. Jerome keeps it alive. Colette Logus has got to tip it over. She does, kept alive by Clear Lake. No, it's out. Neither team ever got a good handle on that volleyball. It was kind of a tip here, a touch there, an overpass here. And it turns into a Forest City point as the Indians are back to within 1, 13-12. Emma Anderson will send it over. That's an ace serve. Miscommunication, ace serve, and the Indians have tied it. Miscommunication by the Lions. They'll take a timeout. It's tied 13-13. Set number 1 will come back in 1 minute here on KIOW.
Waldorf University in Forest City. With scholarships available up to full tuition, athletics, fine arts, and over 35 clubs and organizations, you'll have the opportunity to find your passion while getting a world-class education. On campus or online, find support from a community that makes you feel at home. Find out more today at waldorf.edu.
Forest City Auto is your Napa Auto Care Center where we work on all types of vehicles and guarantee our work with a 2-year part and labor warranty. With free pickup and delivery, we're the place to call. And if you don't talk to Cheyenne or Lorena, you've called the wrong place. Forest City Auto.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. As Emma Anderson will serve now for Forest City after she picked up an ace a moment ago and then forcing Clear Lake to call timeout. We're tied 13-13. Can Forest City finally take control of this set? Colette Logus will send one over. Jacobs for the Lions. Here comes Zeta Johnson from the 10-foot line. Now Forest City has a miscommunication, and they let it fall down between a couple of different girls. So both teams back-to-back with a miscommunication. That one falls down. And it's now 14-13. Once again, Clear Lake will stay in front. And it's a service error sent long. So the Lions now with a service error. And it's 14-14. Right now, both teams trying to figure each other out, and both teams trying to work out some jitters here to so far to start this postseason. Jalen Hovinga will serve now for the Indians. Sent into the net her last time. This one is clean over. Here's Ayla Johnson. Didn't get all of it. Emma Anderson for Forest City. Jerome will attack it over. This is the Lions. They're going to set it back up to Zeta Johnson, and that's a kill for Zeta Johnson. So she'll find one now, 15-14, and Forest City once again trails. Clear Lake has just had control of this match, this set so far throughout tonight. Colette Logus will attack into the net. Lions back by 2. It's been Clear Lake by 2. Forest City catches them. Clear Lake by 2. Forest City catches them. And once again, we're at that point where the Lions lead 16-4. Jerome Hovinga will set this one back up to Jerome. She sends it over. Zeta Johnson will take. Holland. Now Ayla Johnson over. Forest City will take. They got to go over with Jerome. She does. It's Zeta Johnson. Now Holland sent up to Ritzmeyer. Ritzmeyer taken by Kraft now for Forest City. Indians have to go over with Jerome. They do. Here's Johnson. Holland will set it up. Here's Ayla Johnson. Blocked by Forest City. Holland takes for the Lions. Ayla Johnson pushes it back over. Taken by Forest City. Here's Colette Logus from the 10-foot line. Zeta Johnson. Holland will set this one back to Johnson in the back row. Brooklyn Kraft takes for Forest City. Now Jerome over, and she sends it long, and Clear Lake leads by 3. So instead of the Indians catching up to the Lions this time, it's Clear Lake by 3, 17-14. At a crucial point in the set, Forest City does not want the Lions to get any further ahead. Here's Hovinga. In the middle, it's Julia Anderson, now Jacobs. Here's Zeta Johnson. She'll attack, and that's going to be kept alive by Forest City. No, it's a kill for Johnson. I thought the Indians got a pancake in. But instead, it's going to be a kill for Johnson, and the Lions are up by 4, 18-14. Now an ace serve by Johnson. Forest City is going to have to call a timeout. It's Lions 19, Indians 14, Clear Lake by 5. We'll come back in 1 minute.
Advanced Door Systems of Forest City. Advanced Door Systems is your Raynor and CHI overhead door dealer. They also service any make or model of overhead door. Call 641-585-1900 to see them online at ads-doors.com. Advanced Door Systems, the right door, the right way.
The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City. The team at 3M wishes our area athletes good luck and good health this season. Like any good team, working together brings out great results on the field or in the warehouse. The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com as the Indians, after calling timeout, will make a substitution as freshman Lexi Eisebrand is in to play the back row for Forest City. Here's an attack by Jaden Jerome, taken by Jacobs for the Lions. Now Ayla Johnson blocked by Forest City, kept alive by the Indians. They're going to have to go over. They do with Julia Anderson. Holland will set it up. Ritzmeyer sends it over. Good dig by the Indians. They keep it alive from the back row. Eisebrand sends it over. In the middle now, it's James for Clear Lake. Forest City will have an attack with Jerome. And where you have in the net on Clear Lake. So point Forest City in the net. The Lions were in the net. They're going to call Ritzmeyer for it. And Forest City breaks the run. They needed that point desperately, trailing by 5, their largest deficit of the set, and now trail by 4 as Colette Logus will go back to serve. Taken by Jacobs. Forest City needs more points, and they're going to get another one as Johnson sends it long. So back-to-back points for Forest City. They're back to within 3, 19-16. And Colette Logus will serve for the Indians. 2 steps, Logus sends it over. Taken by Ritzmeyer. Holland will set it up. Here's Johnson. That's Ayla Johnson. Taken by Forest City. Carly Lambert sends it into the net, and it's now 20-16. As the Indians will bring in another one of their freshmen. Hayden Brown, who we saw first action for recently. Brown playing in just her 11th set, 7th match of the season. So the Indians really young right now. Julia Anderson will send this one over. Holland will set up in the middle to Blaha, blocked by Forest City, and it's down. Big block there between Jaden Jerome and Julia Anderson, and the Indians are back to within 3. So Forest City will get younger as Riley Miller will come back to serve. So you got Miller out there as a sophomore. You got Colette Logus as a sophomore. And then you have sophomore Bethany Warren with freshman Hayden Brown all out there for the Indians right now, along with junior Jerome and Hovinga. And that's going to be a kill for Johnson, make it 21-17, back to a 4-point lead for Clear Lake as Riley Miller will go out after her serve, which will bring in the senior Julia Anderson and the junior Emma Hovinga. So Emma Anderson. So Forest City will get a little bit more experience. Brown will receive for the Indians. And now a miscommunication between Bethany Warren and Brown. And that one goes to the floor, and Forest City's going to use their final timeout. 22-17, Lions by 5 over the Indians. Will come back in 1 minute for the conclusion of set 1.
Holland Contracting in Forest City for earth moving, Varco Bruden metal buildings, farm drainage, directional drilling, demolition, tire shop, and more. Call the construction experts at 641-585-2231. Holland Contracting in Forest City, dedicated to making the region a better place, one project at a time.
After serving the Forest City community for over 50 years, Wilson Dental is now expanding to serve you better. We look forward to seeing you at our Forest City and our Garner location. Wilson Dental, where your smile is our reward.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. The Lions are closing in on taking this first set on Forest City, but the Indians would like to make a comeback. Ritzmeyer sends it over, taken by Emma Anderson. Now Hovinga. Brown will free ball into the Clear Lake side. Here's a chance for the Lions. Blaha blocked by Bethany Warren, and Clear Lake will get it back now. Ritzmeyer taken by Hovinga. Here's Anderson. Now Jerome from the 10-foot line. Schogel over, taken by Johnson. It's Hulk. And we've got a whistle and a point. Forest City double hit on the Lions. So the Indians are back at 22-18. Forest City within 4. They would like to get a couple more points back here, though, before Clear Lake gets any closer to 25. Trailing 22-18. The Indians have not been much in control. It's been all Clear Lake for much of this set. Here's a chance for Hovinga on a strike, blocked by Clear Lake, but the Indians will keep it alive. Now Brown will attack, and that time it'll be a kill for the freshman Hayden Brown. Big spot for the freshman, and she finds a point for the Indians, 22-19. Jaden Jerome will go back to serve as the Forest City crowd will let Clear Lake know that was a freshman. As Jaden Jerome will serve now for the Indians at 22-19. Johnson. Blaha sends it over, taken by Jerome. Now Anderson. Got to go over. Bethany Warren will free ball to the Clear Lake side. Hulk will set in the middle to Blaha, and it's going to be a touch on Forest City and a point for the Lions, 23-19. Clear Lake 2 points away. Forest City again want to try to get a couple more points here before the Lions get to that 24 mark, which would force Forest City to do whatever they need to get to 24 as well, with no mistakes. Here's a chance for Bethany Warren in the middle, and Bethany Warren finds a big kill. Clear Lake says that Forest City was in the net. The officials disagree, and it's 23-20. Forest City back to within 3. And the Indians will bring in Brooklyn Kraft to serve. 5'6" junior playing in her 79th set of the year. 31st match. And she'll send it over, taken by the Lions. Hulk will set this one up to Holland, taken by Jerome. Now Colette Logus to Bethany Warren. Bethany Warren with an attack and a kill. And Forest City back to within 2, 23-21. Indians still have a mountain to climb here in set 1, but they're back to within 23-21. And Brooklyn Kraft will serve. 2 steps, Kraft sends it over. Taken by Johnson. Now Hulk. Carson Holland has the free ball to the Forest City side. Jaden Jerome will set it up. Hovinga with a strike, blocked by Clear Lake, and it's a point. It's going to be a tandem block there by Carson Hall and Blaha. And Clear Lake now at the 24-point mark. One more point for the Lions, and they take the set. 24-21. Forest City needs the next three. Jerome to Hovinga. She will strike, try for the first one. No, Clear Lake will receive. Now Johnson trying to end it. Taken by the Indians. Jerome, they got to go over with Hovinga from the 10-foot line. They do. Taken by Clear Lake. That was Eden. Here's Johnson trying to end it again. She does. Clear Lake wins set 1, 25-21, and the Lions have taken the first one, 25-21, and drawn first blood. We'll come back. We'll talk about this one in 2 minutes, and we'll have set number 2 for you when we come right back here on KIOW.
The County Line C team of Chuck Rubish, Jake Young, and myself, Matt Keel, are your premier and local DeKalb, Asgrow, Agrigold, and NK dealer in Forest City. With a combined over 30 years of seed experience, we're setting a new trend in agriculture at County Line. Call today at 641-581-3300 or visit us off the Airport Blacktop in Forest City.
The Forest City Family YMCA proudly supports all our area athletes. Congratulations and good luck in the tournaments. The Forest City Family YMCA, for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
Pritchard Family Auto Stores have 2 locations in Forest City to serve Forest City fans. Chrysler of Forest City offers Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep products, and Forest City Auto Center offers a full line of GM. See Forest City Auto Center on Highway 69 North and Chrysler of Forest City on Highway 69 South.
Hy-Vee in Forest City is a proud supporter of the Forest City Indians. Stop in and check out their pharmacy. It's built for you. No waiting in lines for the pharmacy. The pharmacy will be waiting for you. Hy-Vee is your full-service, employee-owned grocery store here in Forest City. Go Indians from Hy-Vee.
NSB Bank wishes all athletes good luck in postseason. For the latest financial products and services with a community touch by local decision makers, stop in to your NSB branch location in Titanca, Forest City, Thompson, Mason City, or Northwood. NSB Bank, we're here for you. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant in Forest City. A&W has delicious burgers, cheese curds, onion rings, chicken tenders, and more available daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Finish your meal with a tasty root beer float, shake, polar swirl, or soft serve ice cream. A&W, where the food is as good as the root beer. Highway 69 North in Forest City.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Well, this is an important set for both teams. If Clear Lake is able to win set number 2, they'll be one set away from advancing to the regional semifinals to take on either Union or Eagle Grove Forest City. This is an important set for them. If the Indians can take this one and knot it back up, it'll be anybody's match from here, so kind of a big set for both teams. Of course, we have seen it before where Forest City has fallen behind. Not this year, but Forest City has fallen behind 2-0 and come back to win, but that is not the easy route. Hayden Brown's going to get the start for the Indians. She has the first attack, and Forest City will have the first point. So if any indication, that is a good sign. Clear Lake had the first points of the last set, and the Lions went on to win. Forest City trailed that entire set. Went on to lose 25-21. Now Forest City leads 1-0 here in this set. So can the Indians come back and find set 2? Only time will tell. Jerome will serve. Blaha sends it, barely got it over. Taken by Brown. Now Forest City miscommunicating. Can the Indians whistle? And it's going to be 4 hits against Forest City. I'm not sure anybody knew what was going on. Whether the Indians had committed a lift. That wasn't whistled for. And then finally, as Forest City was just batting around the Forest City side, finally whistling 4 hits. So that'll be the official call, 1-1. Ritzmeyer serves, taken by Colette Logus. Now Brown will free ball to the Clear Lake side, and they're going to get Brown, I believe, for a double, yeah. So Brown will get called for a double, and it's now 2-1. So Lions, after Forest City led 1-0. Now here come the Lions, and Clear Lake has scored 2 straight, taking the lead. And Forest City is once again chasing Clear Lake. This one's sent up in the middle to Bethany Warren, and Warren's got a kill for the Indians. So Bethany Warren will find herself a kill. We're tied 2-2. And we'll see Eden back in. Brooklyn Eden to the back row for Clear Lake. Ritzmeyer goes out. Hayden Brown goes out for Forest City as Brooklyn Kraft will come in to serve. Taken by Jacobs. A chance for Holland. Now Colette Logus with a strike. Kept alive by the Lions. Good play there. Johnson goes over. Blocked by Forest City. It's a point for the Indians. Big block for Bethany Warren and Colette Logus. And Forest City back in the lead by 1, 3-2. So the Indians lead this one. Thanks for joining us here on KIOW.com or on KIOW on the radio. However, you're joining us tonight. Zarin Egestal with you. Holland with a strike. It goes into the net. And Forest City by 2. 4-2 Indians. Are the Lions going to chase Forest City this entire set 2 as Forest City did Clear Lake in set 1? Blaha tips it over, taken by Forest City. Over Hovinga, kept alive. Johnson trying to send it back for the Clear Lake. She does. Forest City will set it up in the middle. Bethany Warren, that's a touch on Clear Lake and a point for Forest City. Indians have come out firing here in set 2. They lead 5-2 after falling in set 1, 25-21. Here's a chance for Brooklyn Kraft to serve for the Indians again. Johnson will attack, and that's a kill. Zeta Johnson will get to a new rotation here for the Lions as she finds a big kill. Came into this matchup with 338 kills, hitting .258 for Clear Lake this year. And she gets the Lions back to within 2, 5-3. And it's going to be an ace serve. So an ace serve, it goes off the hands of Lexi Eisenbrand. And Blaha's got an ace. That's the 33rd ace of the year for Hannah Blaha. And she'll once again serve, taken by the Indians. Jalen Hovinga will attack. Dug out there by Eden. Zeta Johnson over, and that's another kill for Zeta Johnson. And the Lions have got this thing back tied 5-5 after Forest City led 5-2. 3 straight points for Clear Lake. We're tied 5-5 in set number 2. Blaha serves, taken by Eisenbrand. Now Jerome. Colette Logus free balls, taken by Hulk. Now Johnson over, and that's a kill. Zeta Johnson, another kill, and another point for the Lions. It's now 6-5. And Bethany Warren will come out for Forest City. Brenna Geeson is going to come in and get her first action. So sophomore middle hitter Brenna Geeson is in for the first time tonight. Taken by Eisenbrand. Jerome will set. Here's Jalen Hovinga, and she sends that one long. And Clear Lake starting to pull away here again in this set, 7-5, leading by 2. And you say, well, it was only by 2. Well, Clear Lake led by 2 about the entire way throughout the last set and went on to win. So 2 points could be enough here for the Lions. Brenna Geeson sends that one just long. No, they're going to say it was a touch. So a touch on Clear Lake, point for Forest City. So the Indians will get that point instead of it going good point for Forest City. Kind of a lucky break for the Indians because instead of it going 8-5, Clear Lake, it goes 7-6. Lions by 1. Geeson comes out. As now Emma Anderson serves it into the net, and the Lions will retake the lead by 2, 8-6. So the Lions back in the lead by 2 now. As Carson Holland will serve. Taken by Anderson, Jerome. Here's Colette Logus over. Eden. Ayla Johnson, now Forest City. Colette Logus sends it over. Blocked by Clear Lake. Was it blocked in or blocked out? And it was blocked in, a point for Clear Lake. And it's now 9-6. Holland will serve. Taken by Anderson. Here's Hovinga. She'll strike and send it into the net. Net violation on Clear. No, they're going to say net violation on Forest City. So Hovinga into the net violation on the Indians. So another point for Clear Lake, and it's now 10-6, Lions by 4. Clear Lake starting to really put the heat on here for Forest City. As Ayla Johnson keeps it alive now. Holland, here's Zeta Johnson over, and that's a kill. 11-6, all Clear Lake right now in set 2. Lions already lead 1-0. Timeout Forest City, they need it. We'll take a break, we'll come back. Indians down by 5 in 1 minute.
Custom Paint and Collision of Forest City. Corey and his staff have nearly 50 years of body shop experience and can fix just about anything on the road. They give free estimates and also carry car batteries and windshield wipers. Located on Highway 69 just south of Forest City, it's Custom Paint and Collision, your body shop.
The Farmers Co-op of Forest City, Leyland, New Buffalo Center, Iowa, and Keystone, Minnesota for all your feed, seed, fertilizer, chemical, and fuel needs. See the Farmers Co-op, serving the area since 1916. Good luck to our area athletes from the Farmers Co-op Association.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live on KIOW.com. 11-6 is the lead for the Lions over Forest City. And Clear Lake will set it up here after Forest City returns the serve. Johnson, a big strike taken by Isabrand. Now Jerome, here is Jalen Hovinga. And we've got a point Forest City as they're going to say that Ayla Johnson was in the net. So Johnson was in the net, and Forest City will get a point back. Huge point for the Indians, back to within 4, trailing 11-7. Indians led 5-2 at one point in this set. Since then, 9-2 scoring for Clear Lake over Forest City since that point. Zeta Johnson strikes and kills. Big strike there for Johnson, and the Lions once again in the lead of a score of 12-7. In the lead by 5. Johnson now will serve, taken by Jaden Jerome. Here's Jalen Hovinga over by Colette Logus, and that'll be a point for Forest City. On a touch from Clear Lake, make it 12-8. Forest City back to within 4. And Colette Logus will serve. Zeta Johnson taken by Jerome. Hovinga back to Jerome, and that's going to be a point for Forest City. Make it 12-9, so the Indians score again. Make it back to 3 points, 12-9. And Colette Logus will go back to serve for Forest City. Logus sends it over the net. Jacobs. Ritzmeyer into the net. Forest City scores again. The Indians are back to within 2, 12-10. So here comes Forest City as they're back to within 2, and Colette Logus will serve. Taken by Jacobs. Holland. Zeta Johnson, is that in? It is. Point for the Lions, now 13-10. And we'll see a serve here coming for Clear Lake. Jacobs will serve. Anderson, that's Emma Anderson to Jerome, and it's going to be a point for Forest City off the Clear Lake touch. Out of bounds, makes it 13-11. Forest City back to within 2. Again, the Indians don't have to win this set, but would be pretty hard for them to win 3 in a row. Much harder than taking this set and having it even back up at 1-1. There's a block for Forest City into the ceiling, comes right back down. Clear Lake unable to receive. Off the ceiling, it's now 13-12. Forest City back to within 1. At one point, it was 5-2 Forest City, and then it was 11-7 Clear Lake. Now the Indians have it 13-12. Trying to tie it back up. Ayla Johnson into the net. Forest City has tied it 13-13. Here come the Indians. It's a game of runs. Though we saw in set number one, Forest City used a lot of energy trying to chase Clear Lake and could never get ahead of them. Now they've tied it back up again. Can they get ahead of them? They will. 14-13 Forest City has an unreturnable serve. Timeout Lions. Indians by 1. 14-13 Forest City leads. We'll come back in 1 minute.
Forest City Family Dentistry downtown on J Street. Dr. Layla can now place crowns in one visit. No clumsy temporary or return appointment needed. Also ask us about replacing missing teeth with affordable dental implants. Visit the place that puts a smile on your face. Forest City Family Dentistry. Call 585-4636.
FCIS Insurance is proud to support our local athletes throughout the year. Let FCIS be your partner, not just your agent, helping you with all your insurance needs. With multiple carriers, we can get you the best coverage for the best price. Call us today at 800-331-1520. Good luck, Indians, from FCIS Insurance.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. It's Forest City 14, Clear Lake 13. As Forest City leading this one. Riley Miller will continue to serve, the sophomore for the Indians. Sends it over the net. Taken by the Lions. Holland now Blaha blocked by Forest City and the Indians by 2. Big block there by the Indians, make it 15-13. And we'll see a serve once again coming for Riley Miller. So Miller will serve. Over the net, taken by Johnson. Ava Ritzmeyer, and that's going to be a touch on Forest City, so a point for Clear Lake, and the Indians still lead, though, by 1, as Clear Lake draws back to within 1, 15-14. And we'll see a serve coming by Macy Hulk. Taken by Jerome. Now Hovinga, Bethany Warren, blocked by Clear Lake, but the Indians will take. Pushed over by Jerome. Taken by Zeta Johnson. Hawk will serve or set to Ritzmeyer, taken by the Indians. Bethany Warren in the middle, and she's got a kill. And actually, they're going to call it a lift, so it won't be the initial kill by Bethany Warren, but instead, Clear Lake trying to keep it alive. A lift is called, so it's 16-14 Forest City by 2. And Jaden Jerome will go back to serve for the Indians. Jerome, 2 steps, sends it over. Taken by Johnson. Hawk in the middle, Blaha, and that's in. Right in the back row, perfectly placed. 16-15, Clear Lake once again back to within 1. The Indians still lead here in set 2. Clear Lake took the first set 25-21. And it'll be Ritzmeyer who will serve for the Lions. Left to right, taken by Colette Logus for the Indians. Now Jerome. Here's Hovinga. Big wind-up and a kill for Jalen Hovinga. Make it 17-15 Forest City. Hayden Brown will go out, while Brooklyn Kraft will come in to serve for Forest City. 93.5% serving this year with 24 aces for the junior. And the serve. Taken by Jacobs. Now Johnson blocked by Forest City, trying to keep it alive. They are unable to. And Clear Lake once again back to within 1, 17-16. Indians lead 17-16. Lions will serve with Blaha. Blaha picked up her 33rd ace of the season already tonight. Almost a 94% serving accuracy this year. Nearly sent that one to the net. It glides over the top, though. Forest City will return. Here's a chance for Clear Lake. Free ball to the Indians side. Isa Brand, now Anderson. That's Julia Anderson. Blocked by Clear Lake. Taken by the Indians. On Hovinga over. Point Indians lift on Clear Lake. So Clear Lake thought they kept it alive and sent it back to the Forest City side. Instead, the official called a lift, and I think they messed up the scoreboard. What do we got? We've got 18-16, I think. Or maybe that's just a piece of the scoreboard part missing. I'm not sure. We'll check on that. Oh, yeah, it is. They did have it right. It just, from my angle, it looked like the scoreboard said 16-16. Did say 18-16. Now a point for the Lions makes it 18-17. few obstructions. Beautiful new press box they have built here at Clear Lake, and they added on to their gymnasium. But just a slight obstruction to the scoreboard there. Now 19-17, a service error on Clear Lake. Indians back by 2. Forest City would like to win this set to tie it up 1-1 in the set count and not have to win 3 in a row. Big block by Forest City. They'll have a chance to return. Julia Anderson goes over, taken by the Lions. That's Holland. Now Jacobs. Here's Johnson from the 10-foot line. Again, blocked by Forest City. They're going to set it up. Jaden Jerome with a strike. Back row taken by Hawk. Now Holland. Ayla Johnson over. Hovinga. Eisenbrand from the back row. Not enough. 19-18. Big momentum point there for the Lions, as they made some nifty plays to keep that one alive. Forest City tried so as well. Couple of big blocks on Johnson there for the Indians. She was right in her prime hitting position. But Forest City was able to block her a couple times and get a chance at it. Julia Anderson taken by Clear Lake now. That's in the net on the Indians. Point Clear Lake. Yeah, Forest City was in the net. And the Lions have tied it 19-19. Who's going to win this second set? Big set for both teams. 19-19. Eisenbrand, that's an ace. Ace serve for Johnson. As Eisenbrand will go out, Brooklyn Kraft will come in for Forest City. 20-19, Clear Lake back in the lead. Late stages. The Indians have led since the middle portion of this set. Now we get into the late session of the set, and it's Clear Lake with the lead 20-19. Make it 21-19. Timeout Forest City. 21-19, Lions on their way to a second straight set in a lead of 2-0, but Forest City will have an opportunity to come back. 21-19, we'll find out next.
Forest City Ford at the corner of 9 and 69 in Forest City wishes good luck to our local athletes. We look forward to seeing you compete. When you need a vehicle, see us at Forest City Ford, where customers really do send their friends. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City. Top Dead Center is a full-line Western dealer with blades and snow control equipment. They also carry truck accessories of all kinds, fifth wheel hitches, LED lights, and more. Call 641-512-5529. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment in Forest City.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW. Brooklyn Kraft will receive for the Indians. Julia Anderson now will attack, and that's a kill for Julia Anderson, and the Indians are back to within 1, 21-20. As Forest City fell behind, Hayden Brown will come back in for Forest City. Brooklyn Kraft will go out as that position rotates back to the front row. A couple of different girls held that. That's an ace serve. No, that landed on the line. That was in. Yes. I was going to say the line judge definitely missed that one. She originally called out, but clearly lands in, and then she tried to play it off as a simple mistake and says, oh, no, never mind, Forest City. And that one will go out. 22-21, Clear Lake back in the lead by 1. 22-21. As Jacobs will serve. Taken by Anderson. Now Hovinga. Here's Jerome with a strike. Jacobs. Holland. Ayla Johnson over. Brown dives to keep it alive. She does. Can she do it again? No. Hayden Brown made a spectacular play for Forest City to keep it up one time, but then it goes to the floor, and Clear Lake leads again by 2, 23-21. And we'll see a serve coming here by Jacobs, the libero for Clear Lake. Taken by Anderson. Forest City has got to be pretty sharp here in the end, as the ending stages. They need this set badly. Here's Hovinga. Now Anderson. They got to go over. Jerome will do so. Blocked by Clear Lake, and the Lions are 1 point away. 24-21. Clear Lake is 1 point away from taking a 2-0 set lead, as Jacobs will serve. Jacobs will serve for the Lions. Taken by Colette Logus. Now Hovinga. Here's Jerome. She sends it over. Holland. Jacobs. Zeta Johnson from the back row. Dug out by Anderson. Now Hovinga. Over by Brown. Taken by Johnson for Clear Lake. Here's Holland. Now Ritzmeyer. Taken by Colette Logus for the Indians. Clear Lake fans on their feet. getting ready to erupt. Clear Lake in the back row trying to save this one. They got to go over. They do with Johnson. Taken by Emma Anderson. Here's Julia Anderson. That's a point for the Indians. Clear Lake fans will take their seats as they were ready to erupt. But now Forest City needs 2 straight. The Indians get the side out, but now they need to score 2 straight, 24-22. And Riley Miller will serve for the Indians. It'll be in the hands of the sophomore. 3 steps, she sends it over. Taken by Johnson. Holland, here's Ayla Johnson. Kept alive by Forest City. Indians will have an attack. It'll be Hayden Brown. Johnson receives. Holland in the middle. Blaha blocked by Forest City, and the Indians need one more, though. Forest City gets the point, 24-23, though the Indians need this one. Clear Lake can still win this set with a point here. 24-23. Riley Miller will serve. Once again, 3 steps. She sends it over. Taken by Johnson. Now Holland. That's a Forest City point, and we're tied 24-24. Double hit on the setter, Holland, for Clear Lake. Tied 24-24. Now it's next one to win 2. Forest City was down but not out, trailing 24-21. They've scored 3 in a row. It's 24-24. Jacobs, Holland, Blaha, they run into each other. That's a Forest City point, and the Indians are 1 away. Blaha went underneath the net. It's a Forest City point. Timeout Lions. The Indians are 1 point away, 25-24. We'll come back in 1 minute.
MBT Investments of Forest City. Whether it's servicing your 401k, saving for your child's education, or investing for the future. See Matt Jennings or Troy Hall at MBT Investments. Call 585-IRAs. MBT Investments, your partner for your financial journey. Securities and advisory services are offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor and broker-dealer member FINRA/SIPC. Insurance products are offered through LPL or its licensed affiliates. Securities and insurance offered through LPL or its affiliates are not insured by FDIC or any government agency.
After this.
Bank guaranteed, not bank deposits or obligations may lose value.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. The Indians looked like they were going to go down 2-0. Instead, Forest City has scored 4 straight points, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And now the Indians have set point. And again, it will be the sophomore Riley Miller who will serve. And Riley Miller will send it over. Taken by Johnson. Here's Holland. The Indians need the point to win it. It's sent long. That's a Forest City point. A set win, 26-24. Indian fans on their feet as they are excited. And Clear Lake not liking that one. 26-24. Indians come back to win set 2, a set that they much needed. And we are tied 1 set to 1 set. We'll come back for set number 3. We're going to play at least 4 tonight, and I have a feeling that maybe even 4 won't be enough. We'll come back in 2 minutes for set number 3.
MBT Bank, proudly serving northern Iowa and southern Minnesota with 10 locations. MBT Bank brings you the latest in banking technology with that local community connection. Learn more about MBT Bank online at mbtbank.bank. Member FDIC.
Forest City Auto is your Napa Auto Care Center where we work on all types of vehicles and guarantee our work with a 2-year part and labor warranty. With free pickup and delivery, we're the place to call. And if you don't talk to Cheyenne or Lorena, you've called the wrong place. Forest City Auto.
The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City. The team at 3M wishes our area athletes good luck and good health this season. Like any good team, working together brings out great results on the field or in the warehouse. The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City.
Miller Pharmacy has complete prescription services. Free delivery in town, by mail, along with curbside pickup located at the Mercy One Clinic in Forest City. Miller Pharmacy is also open Saturday mornings and gladly accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Call ahead and your script refill will be ready for you. No need to wait. Miller Pharmacy of Forest City.
Waldorf University in Forest City. With scholarships available up to full tuition, athletics, fine arts, and over 35 clubs and organizations, you'll have the opportunity to find your passion while getting a world-class education. On campus or online, find support from a community that makes you feel at home. Find out more today at waldorf.edu.
Advanced Door Systems of Forest City. Advanced Door Systems is your Raynor and CHI overhead door dealer. They also service any make or model of overhead door. Call 641-585-1900 to see them online at ads-doors.com. Advanced Door Systems, the right door, the right way.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Thanks so much for joining us. Zarin Egestal with you tonight from Clear Lake High School, where we knew it was going to be entertaining, but I don't think we could have guessed this entertaining, as it's been a lot of fun. Forest City wins the first point of set number 2 and goes on to win the set. The Indians led at 1.5-2 in that second set before Clear Lake came back to lead. The Lions took 9 of 11 points to lead over Forest City, and then the Indians kind of took it back, but then Clear Lake came back late, led 24-21. Forest City, those scores 26 to win it, 26-24, scoring 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. And so far, it's been whoever takes that first point has won the set. Though that first point hasn't really meant much besides a coincidence that the person that scored the first point of the team that scored the first point has gone on to win the set. And the Indians, I believe Forest City served first to open it, so it will be a Forest City serve to start off with. I believe Jaden Jerome. Yep, Jaden Jerome will go back to serve. Here we go. Indians on the right side, Lions on the left side. Black jerseys for the Lions, gray jerseys for the Indians. It's chilly outside, but it's warm and fast volleyball action going on here on the inside of this gymnasium. Here's an attack by Jalen Hovinga and a kill for the Indian junior. 1-0 Forest City. So if that 1 point to lead things off is an indication, the Indians are liking the sound of that as they take the first set, or for the first point, 1-0. And Jalen Hovinga will serve. I think Forest City right now just wanting to clean up some of those things that have hindered them so far in the first 2 sets. Anderson, a dive, but unable to get to it, and Clear Lake will tie it up at 1-1 on a good attack outside by Holland. And we'll see a serve now by Richmeyer. Back to 2017, the last time Clear Lake has advanced out of the first round of the postseason. Forest City has advanced in every year since 2016, and there's Bethany Warren with an attack and a kill, and the Indians lead 2-1. 2016 was the last time Forest City did not advance out of the first round of the postseason. Clear Lake has not advanced since 2017. If you're just joining us, we talked about all that in the pregame show. And the Indians trying to keep that streak alive. And there's an ace serve for Brooklyn Craft. It's all Forest City so far, 3-1 in set number 3. Again, another big set. We've talked about it throughout, but every set so far has been crucial to every team in some way. As Brooklyn Craft sends it over again, here's Johnson. Good block by the Indians, keeping it alive. Jerome, now Anderson. They got to go over with Hovinga. She strikes it, and that's a touch taken by the Indians. 4-1 Forest City. 4-1 Forest City in the lead. See how much momentum can work for you. Clear Lake was 1 point away from having all the momentum, leading 2-0. And instead, the Indians come back and win that set, and now it's all Forest City so far here in this one, but the Indians will give a point back as Kraft will serve into the net. A service error, and it's now 4-2. Also, the different tales of Clear Lake, for the most part, is all experienced. Well, mainly juniors and seniors here for the Lions, and though Forest City has juniors and seniors, a lot of young girls. At one point we talked about tonight, 5 of the 6 girls that were on the court were either freshmen or sophomores for the Indians. Now 5-2, Forest City again has this 5-2 lead as they'll get an attack a moment ago. Emma Anderson will serve, taken by Jacobs. Now Holland, Isabrand, one of the Indians' freshmen. Now Logus will attack, one of the Indians' sophomore, and she sends it long, and it's now 5-3. For the Lions tonight, they've played Hulk, who's a senior, Eden, who's a senior, Holland, who's a senior, Lily James, who's a senior, Ritzmeyer is a senior, Jacobs is a senior, and Blaha is a senior. The juniors, they've played Johnson, and the freshmen, they've played Ayla Johnson. Here's Julia Anderson, a senior for Forest City. So you heard one freshman and all the rest juniors and seniors there for the Lions, mostly seniors. This experienced team for Coach Heather Johnson. A couple of points for Clear Lake makes it now 5-4. So back-to-back points for the Lions, 5-4. Back to within 1. Serve taken by Emma Anderson. Here's Jerome. Carly Lambert, a senior in there for Forest City. She puts a good attack on it. Zeta Johnson bumps it over. Free ball for the Indians. It'll be set to Julia Anderson. She'll send it over. Blocked, and it's down. And the Lions have come all the way back once again. Forest City led 5-2. Clear Lake scores 3 straight, similar to what we saw in set 2. And we're tied now 5-5. And Holland will serve for the Lions. Taken by Hovinga. Now Jerome will set it back to Hovinga. She'll send it over. Dug out there by Eden. Now Holland. Ayla Johnson sends it over. Emma Anderson for Forest City. Jerome. Here's Julia Anderson, and that's going to be a point and a kill for Julia Anderson. The Indians back in the lead by 1. On the other side for Forest City, we've seen sophomore Colette Logus, freshman Lexi Eisenbrand, freshman Hayden Brown, sophomore Brenna Geeson, sophomore Riley Miller, sophomore Bethany Warren. Jalen Hovinga will serve it over for the Indians. Holland will set this one up. Awkward set. It's going to be a point for the Indians as Clear Lake is unable to return it. 4 hits on the Lions, and Forest City back in the lead by 2. To go along with those freshmen and sophomores, you got junior Jaden Jerome, junior Brooklyn Kraft, junior Jalen Hovinga, who's serving, and then seniors Julia Anderson and Carly Lambert. Those are the mainstayers we've seen so far tonight. Ayla Johnson sends it long. That's a point for the Indians. Make it 8-5. Forest City by 3. So it's a tales of 2 teams, though one good news if you're a Forest City fan, of course, you're hoping the Indians could pull this one out tonight, but bright future again, as always, for Coach Lacey Jerome with all the experience. Young girls are getting an opportunity tonight. Ayla Johnson, who we're going to be talking about for the next 4 years for Clear Lake, she finds a kill, not just in volleyball, but in Clear Lake sports in general. We're going to see her a bunch. She finds another kill, and that's 8-6. Lions back to within 2. Zeta Johnson will serve, and she serves it into the net. So Zeta Johnson, 91.5% serving, 39 aces on the year. She sends that one into the net. And the Indians back in the lead again by 3, 9-6. Colette Logus will serve here for Forest City. So Colette will send this one over the net. She sends it long, out of bounds, now 9-7. Again, we've seen an unusual amount of service errors by both teams tonight. Whether it's them trying to get a little bit more risky with the serves to pick up some aces and steal some points, or maybe some jitters still out there for both teams. Emma Anderson will return this one for Forest City to the Clear Lake side. Here's Blaha with a attack, and it's sent long, and the Indians' lead now is 10-7. Forest City got lucky as Blaha had a really good opportunity at it. Just a bit missed it, sent it long, and the Indians lead by 3, 10-7. And Riley Miller will come back in to serve for the Indians, 5'5" sophomore. 92, almost 93% serving this year. Couple of steps, sends it over, just skips over the top of the net. Clear Lake, though, will return. No, they will not. Ritzmeyer didn't get it cleanly. I think she got it off the side of her palm, sent it into the net. Indians by 4. Timeout Lions, 11-7. Forest City leads. And a big set number 3 will come back in 1 minute.
Holland Contracting in Forest City for earth moving, Varco Pruden metal buildings, farm drainage, directional drilling, demolition, tire shop, and more. Call the construction experts at 641-585-2231. Holland Contracting in Forest City, dedicated to making the region a better place, one project at a time.
After serving the Forest City community for over 50 years, Wilson Dental is now expanding to serve you better. We look forward to seeing you at our Forest City and our Garner location. Wilson Dental, where your smile is our reward.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. 11-7. Forest City in the lead here in set number 3 as the Indians are trying to take a 2-1 set lead. Lions, though, have showed tonight throughout times when they have made comebacks and really given the Indians a run here. Blaha will get it over. Riley Miller keeps it alive. Now Brown. Good play there by the Indians. Ritzmeyer will free ball back to the Forest City side. A chance for Jerome. She'll have to take it awkwardly. She's able to get it cleanly, though. Now from the back row, Johnson will have to go over. Hovinga, now Colette Logus. Pushed over by Warren, but it's blocked by Blaha. Blaha has been incredible with their blocks this year. She has over 60 blocks this season, including 11 now solo. That's her first solo tonight. She had 10 solo coming into tonight. And she finds a solo there. Over 60 blocks for Blaha, and the Lions have it back to within 3, 11-8. Hovinga. Now Brown will attack, but she attacks it into the net to make it 11-9. So here come the Lions. It's 11-9 after Forest City led 11-7. And we'll see Macy Hulk serve, 5'6" senior. 94% serving this year. Hovinga keeps it alive, and they're going to call Hovinga. Was she in the net? She was. So Hovinga was in the net. 3 straight for the Lions. Now they're back to within 1. Here's exactly what we talked about. Forest City had the lead in the momentum, but you can't let up as Clear Lake was going to come back. And a float serve by Hulk hits the top of the net, and instead of rolling over to the Clear Lake side, it rolls right or over to the Forest City side. It rolls right back to the Clear Lake side, a point for the Indians. She tried to float that one over the net and just barely get it over. Instead, it hit the top of the net. It came right back on her own side, and the Indians will take a lead by 2, 12-10. Johnson kills it. Zeta Johnson's got the Lions back to within 1, 12-11. And Ava Ritzmeyer will go back to serve. 93%, 30 aces, 225 serves this year. That time it's into the net. Again, another service error on somebody that doesn't serve error very often. And a point for the Indians. They'll lead once again by 2, 13-11. And Brooklyn Kraft will serve for Forest City. Over the net, Kraft taken by the Lions. Holland. Here's Zeta Johnson over, taken by Forest City now, set by Jerome Bethany Warren, and she gets it over. A little tip there by Warren, makes it over the net. Clear Lake unable to return. It's 14-11, Indians by 3. Brooklyn Kraft will serve. Winner of this will just need one of the next 2. And the winner of this can end it in 4. Long ways to go in this one, though. Blocked by the Indians back to the Clear Lake side. Johnson keeps it alive. Forest City will get an attack. It's pushed over by Jaden Jerome, and now Clear Lake will have an opportunity. A bump set to Holland, and she kills it. Nice bump set right to Holland, and Holland sends it over and smashes it for a Clear Lake point, make it 14-12. And Blaha will go back to serve. Brooklyn Kraft is out. Isa Brand, Emma Anderson, Colette Logus in the back row for Forest City. Jerome Warren and Jalen Hovinga in the front row. Bethany Warren comes out the back door on a slide and finds a kill for the Indians. Makes it 15-12. And the Indians will find a lead again of 3, 15-12. Anderson will serve, taken by Jacobs. In the middle, poked over by Clear Lake, kept alive and pushed back to the Clear Lake side by the Indians. Now Johnson sends it to the net, and Forest City by 4, 16-12. Indians by 4 in set number 2. Still a long ways to go, but if you're a Forest City fan, you're liking what you're seeing here in set 3. This one's set up. Johnson will attack, and that one is sent long. Now a 5-point lead, the largest lead for Forest City in this match is 5 points right now, 17-12. Anderson will serve. Taken by Eden. Now Hulk, Johnson, Isabrand, and Hovinga not able to get it off of Isabrand, and the Lions are back to within 4. 17-14, Forest City by 4. And we'll see Holland serving. 87th set Holland has played in this year for Clear Lake. Jerome, Julia Anderson over, taken by Johnson. Set right back to Johnson, and she kills it. Back-to-back points for the Lions. They're within 3, 17-14. And again, Holland will go back to serve, the 5'8" senior right side setter. Has over 250 assists this year. Isabrand takes for the Indians. Hovinga over, Ayla Johnson. Holland Now Zeta Johnson tacks, good block by the Indians. Back to the Clear Lake side. Holland will set. Here's Ayla Johnson again, taken by Colette Logus, and now Julia Anderson and Jaden Jerome. Miscommunication, that one falls down, and the Lions have scored 3 straight, are within 2, 17-15. That's why you say you can't count anybody out, as the Lions have it back to within 2, 17-15. Johnson goes over, taken by Isabrand. Here's an attack now by Hovinga, and she's got a kill. And the Indians again lead by 3, 18-15. Closing stages of set number 3, Forest City leads 18-15. And Jalen Hovinga will take a deep breath, 3 steps, and serve it. Holland nearly in the net, has to go get it. And now Ayla Johnson will kill it. Nobody from Forest City went after that one. And it goes right down the middle, 18-16, Lions back to within 2. This one's going to come down to the final couple of points again. Who's going to pull it out? Johnson will serve, taken by Isabrand. Now Hovinga. Here is Colette Logus over. Johnson, that's Zeta Johnson. Here's Ayla Johnson, taken by the Indians. Back to the Clear Lake side. Zeta Johnson from the back row, and that's going to be a point for Clear Lake, make it now 18-17, back to within 1. Back to within 1. Johnson taken by Isabrand. Julia Anderson with a big strike, and that's going to hit the back wall and be a point for Forest City. Good strike there by the senior middle hitter, Julia Anderson, and she sends it down, and we're going to see Jenna Walker for the first time in action tonight, as Jenna Walker will come in to serve. So first action we've seen out of Jenna Walker, the junior tonight for Forest City. Hayden Brown also comes back in to play the front row. Jenna Walker's serve. Ayla Johnson pushed over by Jacobs, taken by Anderson. Here's an attack by Jaden Jerome. Good dig, though, by Zeta Johnson. Kept alive by Forest City. Hayden Brown will get an attack on it. Again, Johnson digs it out. Here's Holland, now Ayla Johnson. Tipped by Forest City, kept alive by the Indians. Julia Anderson sends it back over. Taken by Jacobs. Here's Holland, back row, tacked by Johnson. She sends it long, and a point for Forest City. Make it 20-17. Indians back in the lead by 3. Jenna Walker still serving for Forest City. 77% on the year for Jenna Walker, and she sends this one into the net. 20-18. So Jenna Walker will go out. Colette Logus will come in, and Jacobs will serve. Indians by 2. Jacobs, 3 steps, sends it over. Emma Anderson. Clear Lake fans wanted a lift. They don't get it. And that's out. They got the point either way, 20-19. Lions back to within 1. And we'll see a serve coming here by Jacobs. Jacobs will send it over. Taken by Anderson. Now Hovinga. Here's Jerome. Kept alive by the Lions. Zeta Johnson from the back row. Dug out by Emma Anderson. The Indians got to go get it. No, they cannot. 20-20. And Forest City will take a timeout, I believe. Timeout Indians. 20-20. Indians led by 3. Lions have tied it. We'll come back in 1 minute.
The County Line C team of Chuck Rubish, Jake Young, and myself, Matt Keel, are your premier and local DeKalb, Asgrow, AgriGold, and NK dealer in Forest City. With a combined over 30 years of seed experience, we're setting a new trend in agriculture at County Line. Call today at 641-581-3300 or visit us off the Airport Blacktop in Forest City.
The Forest City Family YMCA proudly supports all our area athletes. Congratulations and good luck in the tournaments. The Forest City Family YMCA, for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. Anderson will take for the Indians. Here's Julia Anderson now over. Taken by Zeta Johnson, now Holland, Blaha. Emma Anderson for the Indians. Here's Hovinga. Jaden Jerome over, Jacobs. Now Holland, here's Ayla Johnson. Emma Anderson for Forest City. Hovinga, Brown will attack, and it's blocked right back down to the floor, and the Lions lead 21-20. Forest City has led this entire third set, and here comes Clear Lake. Similar to what we saw in the last set, but flip-flop it as Forest City came back and won it late. Now the Lions are trying to come back and win set 3 late. Loser of this set will have to win 2 in a row. Winner will just have to win 1 to move on here in the postseason. Johnson from the back row. We've played 5 the last 2 times these 2 teams have met. And that's in for Jerome. She's got a kill, and the Indians have tied it 21-21. Last 2 times, the postseason last year in Forest City and the regular season this year, we have played 5. Last time Forest City was here in Clear Lake, they won 3-0. That obviously will not happen tonight. 21-21, Riley Miller will serve. She's the one that served 5 straight for the Indians to win it. In the last set, and Forest City will get a block, and the Indians lead 22-21. Crucial point of the set, Forest City has the lead. At this point, of the set, I think you're okay with any kind of a lead, whether it's 5 or 1. Right now, it's 1 for the Indians, 22-21. Holland will set it up, Blaha over, Brown for the Indians. Here's Hovinga, now Jerome will attack. That's a kill for the Indians, 23-21. But again, remember, Clear Lake was 24-21 against Forest City in the last set, and the Indians came back to win it. Now it's timeout Clear Lake, 23-21, timeout Lions. Indians by 2. We come back in 1 minute.
Pritchard Family Auto Stores have 2 locations in Forest City to serve Forest City fans. Chrysler of Forest City offers Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep products, and Forest City Auto Center offers a full line of GM. See Forest City Auto Center on Highway 69 North and Chrysler of Forest City on Highway 69 South.
Hy-Vee in Forest City is a proud supporter of the Forest City Indians. Stop in and check out their pharmacy. It's built for you. No waiting in lines for the pharmacy. The pharmacy will be waiting for you. Hy-Vee is your full-service, employee-owned grocery store here in Forest City. Go Indians from Hy-Vee.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. 23-21, Indians by 2. How entertaining has this been? Can Forest City hang on and take a 2-1 lead? It's an ace serve for Riley Miller. The sophomore finds an ace, her 20th of the season, and the Indians are 1 point away from taking a 2-1 set lead. Again, this is the exact point we were in set 2 when Clear Lake led 24-21, and the Indians came back. Now, can Clear Lake come all the way back, or will Forest City finish off this set 3? Johnson, attack for the Lions. Now the Indians will have a chance. Jerome sends it over, taken by Holland. Jacobs bump sets it to Zeta Johnson, over, taken by Hovinga. Here's Colette Logus, now Jerome over with an attack. Holland, Ritzmeyer, blocked by the Indians. It's down. That's an Indian point. They win. 25-21. Forest City takes set 3. 25-21, and the Indians are 1 set away from eliminating the Lions and heading on to the regional semifinals. We'll come back. Will we play 5? Will we play 4? Can the Indians close it out, or will the Lions force a decisive game 5? We'll find out when we come back for set number 4 in 2 minutes.
NSB Bank wishes all athletes good luck in postseason. For the latest financial products and services with a community touch by local decision makers, stop into your NSB branch location in Titanca, Forest City, Thompson, Mason City, or Northwood. NSB Bank, we're here for you. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Custom Paint and Collision of Forest City. Corey and his staff have nearly 50 years of body shop experience and can fix just about anything on the road. They give free estimates and also carry car batteries and windshield wipers. Located on Highway 69 just south of Forest City, it's Custom Paint and Collision, your body shop.
The Farmers Co-op of Forest City, Leyland of Buffalo Center, Iowa, and Keystone, Minnesota. For all your feed, seed, fertilizer, chemical, and fuel needs, see the Farmers Co-op, serving the area since 1916. Good luck to area athletes from the Farmers Co-op Association.
A&W Restaurant in Forest City. A&W has delicious burgers, cheese curds, onion rings, chicken tenders, and more, available daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Finish your meal with a tasty root beer float, shake, polar swirl, or soft serve ice cream. A&W, where the food is as good as the root beer. Highway 69 North in Forest City.
FCIS Insurance is proud to support our local athletes throughout the year. Let FCIS be your partner, not just your agent, helping you with all your insurance needs. With multiple carriers, we can get you the best coverage for the best price. Call us today at 800-331-1520. Good luck, Indians, from FCIS Insurance.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW. Zaron Agastal with you, as Forest City is now one set away from advancing. Clear Lake will need a win 4 and 5 if they would like to move on to the first round for the first time since 2017. Forest City trying to keep their streak alive. In 17, the Indians went to the regional final before they lost to Osage. In 18, Forest City lost to Osage in the regional semifinal. In 19, Forest City lost to Dyke New Hartford in the regional semifinal when Dyke was a 3A school. In 2020, Forest City went to the regional final and lost to Osage. And in 2021, Forest City went to the regional final and lost to Sheldon. It'll be a much tougher road for the Indians to get to the regional final this year, as they will have to go through the number one team in the bracket if they win, likely, unless Eagle Grove pulls the stunner over Union tonight. But Forest City can't start thinking about their next opponent until they get the job done here, or Clear Lake comes back to win and they move on. Whoever it is will be a good representation of these two clubs going after each other. It's been a lot of fun between these two teams so far this year. We had a lot of fun in the regular season match that went to 5, and we've had a lot of fun tonight. And always good when these two teams go head-to-head. Forest City, a little confusion. We're not getting started because the Indians have some confusion on their bench of who is supposed to be in and who's supposed to be out. And it looks like we are good to go now. So Hayden Brown, the freshman, will get the start again here in the set. It'll be Hayden Brown, Bethany Warren, and Jalen Hovinga in the front. It'll be Jaden Jerome, Emma Anderson, and Colette Logus in the back for the Indians. Ritzmeyer, Blaha, Jacobs. Serving is Hulk, and then Johnson, Zeta Johnson for the Lions. That's the 6 for each team. We're underway, and that's in. So again, we go back to the first point thing. Throughout the first 3 sets, whoever has taken the first point, Forest City took the first point in 2 and 3 and won both of them. The Lions took the first point in set 1 and went on to win it. So again, Clear Lake takes the first point here in this set. We're tied 1-1. Will the first point thing hold true again? 1-1 the score, as the Indians will come back and find one, and now it'll be Jaden Jerome serving for Forest City. If that holds serve, we'll play 5. Jerome will send it over, and Jerome sends it long. 2-1, Lions in the lead. And this will be Jacobs who will serve for Clear Lake. No. Excuse me, coming in to serve is, I believe, Olivia Payne, who we have not seen tonight. It is the freshman Olivia Payne. She is in to serve for Clear Lake. So first time we've seen her tonight. Here are the Lions now, and that's underneath the net. Oh, they're going to call it double hit anyway. 2 violations on the Lions. Which one were they going to get him for? They got him for the double hit. Hulk also went underneath the net. So either way, it was going to be a Forest City point. 2-2 is our score. Payne will go out, as we will see Brooklyn Kraft coming in to serve now for the Indians. Kraft 2 steps will send it over. And it's an ace serve for Brooklyn Kraft. And the Indians lead 3-2. Brooklyn Kraft with the ace serve. That is the 25th ace serve of the season for Kraft. She'll send it over again. Johnson taken by Jerome. Now Anderson. Here's Hovinga over. It is Eden, and they let it drop. Eden received it for Clear Lake, and then it was a miscommunication. The Lions let it drop and were unable to get it back, and the Forest City Indians are up 4-2. Set 4. Indians take this set. It's over. Here come the Lions. Johnson on attack, and that's going to be a kill for Zeta Johnson as she sends that one 2 rows deep into the Forest City crowd on the far side. Blackout tonight, it looks like, for the Indians student section. It is pink for October Breast Cancer Awareness. Here in October for the Lions. And that one's sent long by Colette Logus, and it's back to 4-3. The entire student section. All the Lions are also, not all, I should say. Well, I think all of them. I think the one here on the near side, I think that is pink, but it's kind of an off pink. But I believe the Lions are all wearing pink socks tonight as well. Hulk will take. Here's Zeta Johnson. She'll attack. That's taken by Jerome now for the Indians. Hovinga Bethany Warren will send it over, but sends it long, and it's now 5-4 Clear Lake. Yeah, I believe Carson Holland is wearing pink socks. Kind of a really light pink, though. It's almost a tan. It kind of matches in with the skin color. Indians will collide with each other, but it still gets over. Here's Holland now, and she'll shove it to the back row, taken by the Indians. Good take by Emma Anderson. Now an attack by Jalen Hovinga. Clear Lake keeps it alive off the ceiling. I don't know how they did it, but the Lions keep it alive off the ceiling, and it'll turn into a Forest City point, though. And the Indian crowd, you can probably hear them across the way. They're excited about that. We're tied 5-5. So 5-5 our score here in set number 4. Indians are 1 set away from advancing to the regional semifinals, whereas Clear Lake will need a win here in 4 and in 5. But again, as we know here in volleyball, once you win 4, it really doesn't matter who has won what. Once you get to a set 5, as the Indians are unable to return an attack by Johnson, it's now 6-5 Lions. Once you get to that set 5, it really throw everything else we've seen tonight out the window. It's whoever gets the best start in 5, because you're only playing to 15. Usually takes the win there. Clear Lake serve received by the Indians. Hovinga into the net, and the Lions by 2. Forest City, after leading early in this set, Clear Lake has come back to lead by 2. It's 7-5 Lions. Set number 4. Indians have won 2 sets. The Lions have won 1. Julia Anderson attacks, and that's a kill for Julia Anderson. She's having a great night here, trying to make sure this isn't her last as a senior for the Indians. Only a few seniors on this roster for Forest City, made up of juniors, sophomores, and freshmen that get a bulk of the playing time. But Julia Anderson, Carly Lambert are 2 of the seniors that have trying to keep the Indians alive here tonight. Here's Colette Logus, sends that one over. Jacobs, no, as Eden goes sliding into the Clear Lake bench. Point for the Indians. 7-7 as the Indians score back-to-back to tie it up. 7-7, set 4. Thanks for joining us here on KIOW or live at KIOW.com. And we'll see a serve coming by Jalen Hovinga. Hovinga will take a couple of steps, and she'll send it over. Carson Holland. Johnson, can she keep it alive? She cannot. The Indians have come back to take the lead 8-7. I have a feeling we're going to go back and forth as we have this entire match here in this set. 8-7 is the lead for the Indians. And Hovinga will send this one over. Taken by Jacobs. Now Johnson blocked by the Indians. They will have a chance to attack. Jerome gets a good attack on it. Eden. Holland. Ayla Johnson able to get into the Forest City side on the slide for Julie Anderson. Not enough mustard on it as that one goes into the net. And it's now 8-8. So we're tied again here in set number 4 as Zeta Johnson will go back to serve. Zeta Johnson, the junior outside hitter, 6 foot. 92% serving this year. Jerome with an attack. Big attack and a kill by Jaden Jerome. Over 215 kills coming into tonight, hitting 257 for the Indians, and finds the kill there, 9-8. Forest City back in the lead by 1 as Jenna Walker will come in to serve. Walker served in set 3. Set 3 was the first time we saw her tonight. And now seeing her here in set 4 as well, serving for the Indians. Walker playing the back row. She'll receive. Anderson has got to go over from the back row for the Indians. Taken by Zeta Johnson. Holland will set in the middle. Blocked. That was James. Forest City keeps it alive and sends it over to the Clear Lake side. Now Johnson again. Big dig there by Emma Anderson. It'll be the freshman getting the kill for the Indians. Hayden Brown on the right side finds the kill. Ayla Johnson hit it once, and she was the only one that was standing next to it. Everybody else sat there and watched the volleyball hit the floor, and the Forest City Indians lead by 2, 10-8. Serve, Jenna Walker, taken by Jacobs. It feels like the momentum right now is on the side of Forest City, but Clear Lake coming back. They're back to within 1 as they find a point. And a kill, 10-9. Forest City crowd, though, seems a little bit more into it right now as the Indians have the 2-1 set lead. Anderson taken by Hovinga, pushed over by Julia Anderson. Point for the Indians. 11-9, Forest City by 2. Indians are 19-11 on the season. Lions are 17-14. Riley Miller is in. She's got an ace serve tonight for Forest City. Picked up her 20th of the season, 20th of her career. She'll serve, taken by Johnson. Blaha over. Colette Logus for the Indians. Now Hovinga. Here's Jerome with an attack. That's a kill for Jaden Jerome. And it's now 12-9 Forest City. Trying to see if they can put some separation in this set and set themselves up with a matchup with the Union. 12-9. Serve by Miller. It's a point for the Indians. Riley Miller continues to serve well for Forest City, 13-9. Indians by 4. And we'll see the freshman Olivia Payne back in. So Olivia Payne back in. 5'7" freshman, has played in just 16 matches this year. This is her 16th she receives. The Indians serve right at her. Now she's going to have a chance at an attack here as she'll get it over. Forest City will take. Now Jerome looking for another kill. Blocked by the Lions. Taken by the Indians. Pushed over by Jerome. Johnson comes diving in, keeps it alive. Now Holland. Here's Ayla Johnson. Over. That's a kill for the freshman Ayla Johnson. Make it 13-10. Lions back to within 3. Forest City leads 13-10. And the Lions will send it Macy Hulk in to serve. Warren, Hovinga, Brown, Jerome, Anderson, Logus are the 6 for the Indians. It'll be Macy Hulk who'll serve here for the Lions. Taken by Emma Anderson in the back row. Jalen Hovinga, Bethany Warren in the middle. Jacobs. Zeta Johnson over, dug out there by the Indians. Here's Hayden Brown, she'll attack. Jacobs, Blaha in the middle, and she finds a kill. Blaha with a kill, make it 13-11. Lions back to within 2. And a little bit more excitement here on the Clear Lake side, on the near side with us. As we'll see Hall continue to serve. Here's Jerome with an attack. Taken by Zeta Johnson, comes hard off the ceiling, and it's going to affect the Lions, and the Indians lead by 3, 14-11. That one came shooting off the ceiling right back down to the floor, and it was unable to be handled by Clear Lake. We've seen a couple of them. Clear Lake knows how to play off this ceiling, obviously their home floor, and we've seen them play it really well tonight. Though that time, not so much, as they're unable to get it back up after it hitting the ceiling. Here's an attack by Clear Lake. That's Holland. Taken by the Indians. Here's an attack by Hovinga. That was a strike by Jalen Hovinga. Timeout Lions. Forest City leads 15-11. Indians by 4. Forest City 10 points away from advancing. Clear Lake, though, fighting right back. We'll come back in 1 minute.
Forest City Family Dentistry, downtown on J Street. Dr. Layla can now place crowns in one visit. No clumsy temporary or return appointment needed. Also ask us about replacing missing teeth with affordable dental implants. Visit the place that puts a smile on your face. Forest City Family Dentistry. Call 585-4636.
Forest City Ford at the corner of 9 and 69 in Forest City wishes good luck to our local athletes. We look forward to seeing you compete. When you need a vehicle, see us at Forest City Ford, where customers really do send their friends.
You're listening to Indian Sports on KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. 15-11 is the score. Forest City has got some momentum, and the Indians lead by 4. Forest City trying to advance to the regional semifinals and will play on Wednesday if they do. Clear Lake trying to advance. They would play on Wednesday also. Oh, collision between Brown and Jerome. It's going to be a point for the Lions. Hopefully Brown and Jerome are okay. They collided, maybe some head contact. Looks like both okay. And Jaden, looks like Jaden and Hayden both are okay, but they might have made head-to-head contact there. And the point goes to the Clear Lake Lions. Now a miscommunication between Logus and Warren, and Clear Lake is back to within 2. So Clear Lake comes out of a timeout, exactly what Coach Heather Brown wanted from her squad. And now they send one out. They'll give one back to Forest City. Coach Brown has played in some high-profile games in her career and trying to give off some of that experience here to her squad tonight. Two-time All-State player at Pella Christian back in the middle 90s. 16-13 Indians lead. Here's a chance for Blaha. Point coming for Forest City. Double hit on the Lions, now 17-13. Coach Johnson played at state twice in 94 and 95 for Pella Christian. Lost in the semifinals in 94, lost in the finals in 95. Here's a chance for the Indians now as Hovinga will come up and strike and send that one long. Clear Lake back to within 3 as it's 17-14. So she has some big game experience to try to pass on along to her team. In these high-profile, high-situation games, here's Bethany Warren with an attack for the Indians. That's a kill. 18-14, Forest City leads here in set 4. Indians lead 2-1. After her high school days, Coach Johnson went on and played volleyball at Drake. And now she's in her 3rd season coaching the Lions. Here's a chance for Colette Logus. She'll send that one over. No, it didn't get over. It was blocked. Back to the Forest City side, and now the Indians send it into the net. That one was blocked by Clear Lake. Came back to the Forest City side, and it went right back into the net as Forest City was trying to attack it, make it 18-15. Indians still leading. Colette Logus, now they'll go over with Anderson. Good communication there by the Indians after some miscommunications tonight. And now Clear Lake with a miscommunication. Coach Johnson didn't like to see that. That one falls to the floor, and the Indians lead by 4. Forest City 19, Clear Lake 15. The Indians are 6 points away. The Lions are 10. Who will get to 25 first? Johnson overtaken by the Indians. Hovinga. Here's Colette Logus. Eden. Now Zeta Johnson will attack, and that'll be a kill for Johnson, and the Lions are back to within 3, 19-16. Clear Lake took the first set, 25-21. Forest City took set 2, 26-24, and set 3, 25-21. Here we are in set number 4. Julia Anderson over Johnson into the net. That's a point for the Indians. 20-16. Forest City counting the points down as they are trying to avoid a big Clear Lake run, and they are holding the Lions away from trying to advance on here in the regional quarterfinals. Jenna Walker back in to serve. Zeta Johnson back row attack. Taken by the Indians. Here's an opportunity for Jerome. Taken by Holland. Overpass to Forest City. It's an Indian point. 21-16. And the Indians. Timeout. Clear Lake. The Indians 4 points away. 21-16. Will come back in 1 minute.
Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City. Top Dead Center is a full-line Western dealer with blades and snow control equipment. They also carry truck accessories of all kinds, fifth wheel hitches, LED lights, and more. Call 641-512-5529. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City.
MBT Bank, proudly serving northern Iowa and southern Minnesota with 10 locations. MBT Bank brings you the latest in banking technology with that local community connection. Learn more about MBT Bank online at mbtbank.bank. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Forest City Indian Sports on Mix 107.3 KIOW and online at KIOW.com.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Jenna Walker will continue to serve. The Indians lead 21-16. Jacobs is an ace serve for Jenna Walker. 22-21 Indians. Jenna Walker finds ace number 8 on the season. And she'll continue to serve. 22-16. Serve is taken by Jacobs. Here's Holland, now Johnson over. Hovinga, Anderson, Jerome will attack. Back row, that's in. 23-16, Forest City 2 points away from the regional semifinals for a 6th straight season. And Jenna Walker will continue to serve. Walker serves it into the net. 23-17, the Lions need a big run here. And it will be the senior Jacobs who will try to do it for the Lions. She will serve, 90% serving this year. And she's going to try to lead Clear Lake on a big run, though they need it. Hovinga will set it up to Jerome. Taken by the Lions. Now they'll attack with Ayla Johnson. She just taps it over. Taken by the Indians. They're going to get an attack out of freshman Hayden Brown to the back row. Taken by Johnson. Holland, here's Ayla Johnson. And that's a kill for the freshman Ayla Johnson. For the Lions, 23-18. Clear Lake back to within 5. They need a run out of Jacobs. She'll serve for a second straight time. It's Loud. Inside this gymnasium, left to right, taken by Brown. Set by Hovinga. Here's Jerome. It's a kill for the Indians. They're 1 away. Forest City is 1 point away, 24-18. And the Lions will need 6 straight points. It'll be up to the sophomore, Riley Miller, who helped the Indians with their comeback in Game 2. And it'll be up to the sophomore to try to advance the Indians. She will serve. Taken by Johnson. Holland, back to Johnson. That's a kill for Clear Lake. 1 of the 5 needed for the Lions. Ayla Johnson will go out. Macy Honk will come back in. She will serve. Riley Miller will go out. Julia Anderson comes in for a moment. Emma Anderson will switch in as the libero. It'll be the senior. Honk, she'll serve. Taken by Emma Anderson. It's an overpass, and it's a kill for Clear Lake. Blaha will find another one. The Lions have 2 of the 6 points they need. 24-20, Clear Lake trails the Indians. Honk will serve. Anderson will take. Hovinga will set. Bethany Warren blocked by Clear Lake. Point for the Lions. Clear Lake has 3 of the 6 straight points they need. 24-21. It's not over yet. Timeout Forest City. The Indians want to talk about it. All the momentum on the side of Clear Lake. 24-21. We come back in 30 seconds.
MBT Investments of Forest City. Whether it's servicing your 401k, saving for your child's education, or investing for the future. See Matt Jennings or Troy Hall at MBT Investments. Call 585-IRAs. MBT Investments, your partner for your financial journey. Securities and advisory services are offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor and broker-dealer member FINRA/SIPC. Insurance products are offered through LPL or its licensed affiliates. Securities and insurance offered through LPL or its affiliates are not insured by FDIC or any government agency, not bank guaranteed, not bank deposits or obligations, may lose value.
Welcome back here on KIOW. You can hear it. It's getting loud. People are on their feet. Indians are 1 point away from going to the semifinals. Clear Lake has got 3 in a row. They need 6. Johnson, Blaha over, taken by the Indians. Here's Emma Anderson. Now Jerome, can she finish it? Kept alive by the Lions. They got to go over with Johnson. They do. Here's Colette Logus. Jaden Jerome will go over. Johnson. They're going to set it up. Hawk will set it to Blaha. Back row. Blaha taken by the Indians. Emma Anderson. Now Jerome. It's over. And Forest City has won it. 25-21. The Indians win 3 in a row to defeat Clear Lake tonight on the road in the Class 3A Region 4 quarterfinals. And the Indians are off to the semis. 25-21 is the final in set 4, and the Indians will live to play another day on Wednesday night in Union. 3 sets to 1 will be the final as Forest City will come on the road to keep their postseason streak alive, as Forest City now 6 straight years. The Indians have made it past the quarterfinals and on to the regional semifinals, and Forest City will look for an upset victory over Union on Wednesday to try to put them in 3 straight regional championships. Long ways to go before that one, and some preparations over the next day before the Indians head to Union. 25-21, the final in set 4. We'll come back and we'll talk about this one. We'll discuss it when we come back. Post-game show is next here on KIOW.
Miller Pharmacy has complete prescription services.
Take a couple minutes, John.
In town, by mail, along with curbside pickup located at the Mercy One Clinic in Forest City. Miller Pharmacy is also open Saturday mornings and gladly accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Call ahead and your script refill will be ready for you. No need to wait. Miller Pharmacy of Forest City.
Waldorf University in Forest City. With scholarships available up to full tuition, athletics, fine arts, and over 35 clubs and organizations, you'll have the opportunity to find your passion while getting a world-class education. On campus or online, find support from a community that makes you feel at home. Find out more today at waldorf.edu.
The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City. The team at 3M wishes our area athletes good luck and good health this season. Like any good team, working together brings out great results on the field or in the warehouse. The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City.
Advanced Door Systems of Forest City. Advanced Door Systems is your Raynor and CHI overhead door dealer. They also service any make or model of overhead door. Call 641-585-1900 to see them online at ads-doors.com. Advanced Door Systems, the right door, the right way.
Holland Contracting in Forest City for earth moving, Varco-Pruden metal buildings, farm drainage, directional drilling, demolition, tire shop, and more. Call the construction experts at 641-585-2231. Holland Contracting in Forest City, dedicated to making the region a better place, one project at a time.
Forest City Auto is your Napa Auto Care Center where we work on all types of vehicles and guarantee our work with a 2-year part and labor warranty. With free pickup and delivery, we're the place to call. And if you don't talk to Cheyenne or Lorena, you've called the wrong place. Forest City Auto.
After serving the Forest City community for over 50 years, Wilson Dental is now expanding to serve you better. We look forward to seeing you at our Forest City and our Garner location. Wilson Dental, where your smile is our reward.
The County Line C team of Chuck Rubish, Jake Young, and myself, Matt Keel, are your premier and local DeKalb, Asgrow, AgriGold, and NK dealer in Forest City. With a combined over 30 years of seed experience, we're setting a new trend in agriculture at County Line. Call today at 641-581-3300 or visit us off the Airport Blacktop in Forest City.
The Forest City Family YMCA proudly supports all our area athletes. Congratulations and good luck in the tournaments. The Forest City Family YMCA, for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
Pritchard Family Auto Stores have 2 locations in Forest City to serve Forest City fans. Chrysler of Forest City offers Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep products, and Forest City Auto Center offers a full line of GM. See Forest City Auto Center on Highway 69 North and Chrysler of Forest City on Highway 69 South.
Welcome back here to Clear Lake. KIOW, Zeranek Estelle with you here from Clear Lake High School as the Indians have gone on to beat the Clear Lake Lions tonight by a final score of 3-1, and that was just as entertaining as we figured it would be. And it's kind of ironic how I mentioned in the second set that it was crucial that Forest City won the second set because I knew it was going to be tough to win 3 in a row. Well, Forest City told me off, and they won 3 straight, winning the second, the third, and the fourth to go on to win 3-1 tonight over Clear Lake as the Lions won the first set 25-21. The Indians trailed 24-21 in the second set. That was the biggest few minutes of this entire match. Was set number 2 when Forest City trailed 24-21. The Indians, behind their sophomore server, Riley Miller, rattled off points 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 to go on and win 26-24 over Clear Lake. 5 straight points for the Indians. Those were the biggest points in this entire match because instead of Clear Lake going up 2-0 and the Indians needing to win 3 straight, Forest City tied it at 1-1, and then the Indians went on to win both the second and the third and the fourth set, 25-21, equally in those sets to advance on to the regional semifinals. Again, Forest City will be making their 6th straight appearance at a regional semifinal dating back to 2017 when they ran to the regional final in 2017. Last time they have been defeated in the regional quarterfinals was in 2016. Clear Lake, on the other hand, their postseason woes will continue as the Lions now, for a 5th straight year, are not out of the first round as they have not been out of the first round since 2017. But the Lions, definitely on the up and up. For sure, we've talked about that earlier tonight. They lose a ton, though. They lose almost everybody that we talked about tonight, barring a couple key players that are now gone, seniors off of this team. Players like Maisie Hawk, we talked about her tonight. Brooklyn Eden, Carson Hall, the center. Lily James, Ava Ritzmeyer, we talked about her. Michaela Jacobs, the libero. And Hannah Blaha, who was all over the court tonight for Clear Lake. All of them gone from this team. But you got good experience coming back. Ayla Johnson will be a sophomore next year. Now she's had her freshman season. Olivia Payne got some time here late in the season. She got some experience as a freshman as well. And, of course, you're going to bring back your leader in kills and Zeta Johnson. She'll come back for her senior year next year as well. So you have some experience coming back, but it's going to be a new team. You're going to also have athletes that played this year. Rowan O'Keefe, we saw some from her, and so you're gonna have some pieces back, but it's gonna be a completely different Clear Lake team when we see them next October in that regular season matchup between Forest City and Clear Lake, barring that the schedules stay the same. But schedulers over the last almost decade now, when it comes to these schedules, it's almost the exact same schedule each year. Maybe 1 or 2 changes, just flip-flopped every year. So likely we'll see the Clear Lake Lions again next year come regular season. These 2 teams have met a lot. These 2 teams have met. This is the 33rd matchup between these 2 teams since 2007. So a lot of matchups since 2007. This is the 33rd matchup for these 2 teams since 2007. Forest City has won 28 of those. The Indians have won 28 of the 33 matchups that these 2 teams have played since 2007. The Lions pick up 1 this year. The 2 teams split. They go 1-1, but Forest City wins the important one here in the Class 3A Region 4 quarterfinals tonight, and they will go on to take on Union. We talked earlier also in the pregame show, there was a ton of ranked teams in this region this year. Union, who when the new rankings came out today, when the pairings came out, Union was ranked 5th in the state. When the new rankings came out today, Union has dropped to 8th. So Forest City will be taking on the 8th-rated team in Class 3A on Wednesday in Union. But Union's been ranked. Forest City has been ranked as high as 13th this year. There's 2 teams. Hampton, Dumont, Cal at the bottom half of this bracket. They've been ranked. Clarion, Goldfield, Dow's currently ranked into the rankings for the first time tonight. Or today when the new rankings came out. Center Point Urbana, who's playing Hampton, Dumont, Cal tonight, they've been ranked at some point this year. So literally everybody in over half of this region, just 3 teams, Clear Lake, Garner Hayfield, Ventura, and Eagle Grove are the only teams that were not ranked in this region this year. Otherwise, the other 5 teams in this region at one point were ranked or are currently ranked here so far this season. So a lot of really good teams. It's going to take a lot from Forest City on Wednesday. They're going to have to play probably their best volleyball this season, but the Indians have showed signs. They've showed signs that they can win against good teams, and they are going to need that on Wednesday night when we head down to Union for the regional semifinals. Forest City advances to 20-11 on the season. They are 7-1 they finished 7-1 in the TIC. Clear Lake will end their season at 17-15 on the year, and they end their year 4-3. They ended their year 4-3 in the North Central Conference. And again, congratulations to the Lions and Coach Heather Johnson on a fantastic season, and congratulations to the Forest City Indians, who will advance to the regional semifinals. We want to thank everybody that made this broadcast possible, all of our great sponsors. If you heard a sponsor on tonight's broadcast, go out, patronize those businesses, and tell them that you appreciate their support of Forest City Indian High School athletics. We cannot do it without each and every single one of them. We also want to thank John Jacobs, our studio engineer tonight. Thank you so much, John, for your hard work back at the studio. Dusty was over on camera for us tonight as well. We appreciate her effort this evening. Again, Forest City defeats the Clear Lake Lions in the regional quarterfinals tonight in Clear Lake by a final of 3-1. We'll see you from the Paddlers Tap tomorrow night. Again, that changes our schedule. Warriors Live from the Paddlers Tap comes your way 7 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night right here on KIOW. I'm Zerna Gastel. That's going to conclude our broadcast tonight. Thank you, everybody. Good night from Clear Lake.